everybody, my name is Nozibede Kamganamayaba. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new to this channel, please make sure that you subscribe and join the rest of the family. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. Now I realize that it's been a while since I've done the sit downs. I apologize, guys. We've been trying to stay afloat. Okay, there's been a lot happening. We just wrapped the season 1 of Yes I Have HIV. It's coming out end of October. I will confirm the dates and I'll share all the details with you. There's been events, there's been work, there's been family life. So I know I've slacked on YouTube. I apologize. It's going to pick up, I promise. Okay. So I thought I should start with this video. Guys, I've had a couple of discussions with my husband and my brother, particularly about this topic. And I thought to myself, let me actually share it here on this platform because I thought it will encourage some kind of conversation on the comment section. So what I want to speak about is, yes, I'm content, but can I still want more, right? The reason why I want to have this conversation because I'm one of the people that is always on the run. It takes me a while for me to stop and reflect. And thank goodness that I have a husband who actually slows me down sometimes and listen, you're running too fast, okay? Please slow down. And that's also literally, by the way, he also, shows me how to actually run. Because if it was by me, I would run 1 kilometer and come back, okay? So I have a husband who's able to just pull me back and say, okay, calm down. You've been running too fast. It's time for you to take a step back and reflect. I've struggled a lot with this topic because I've listened to a lot of motivational talks. I've also read the Bible, talking about being content. Be happy with what you have. Be grateful for what you have. And I always struggle because sometimes I feel the tone in which these things are being said, it does not give me room to want more. Okay, so I'm always seen as the person that is not grateful because I'll be like, yes, I'm content, but I still want more. Okay, so I've always had trouble in terms of how do we define being content? And it's actually something I'm hoping other people struggle with. Because if you had to think about it, if you are content and then people sometimes view you as not being ambitious, right? I've seen this on social media when someone buys a car and, let's say it's a second-hand car or it's an old model and people are genuinely happy and they'll post it. And then you get those comments are like, okay, they're happy about a second-hand car. They're happy about an old model. And it seems like this person doesn't see themselves as getting a better car. Why are they happy about getting a second-hand car? And then also you get the me, where on the other side, yes, I'm content, but and then I'm seen as being ungrateful. So to explain this, I think I want to use 2 examples. The first one is more on a broader, perspective. I'm not a tennis fan. I do not understand tennis. Usko tried to teach me and actually make me learn tennis and how the scoring goes. He gave up because I just did not understand. So I've never been a follower of tennis. However, over the years, it's been hard not to notice 2 black girls that are quite prominent in the world of tennis, with Serena and Venus, right? They are prominent. They've changed the game of tennis. They celebrated internationally. Even though I don't understand the sport, I know when Serena wins, when she throws herself on the ground, that means she's won, okay? So I've only followed at that level. But then things started to change, I think around about 3 or 4 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. So there was this whole buzz about Serena won her 23rd Grand Slam, right? 23rd Grand Slam. And it was a lot of hoo-ha because she won it when she was a few weeks pregnant. So everyone thought that was just crazy that she did it. And no one knew at the time, only after she won, she announced her pregnancy. Then she took a break, okay? And then when she came back, There was a lot of debate. Number one, is she going to break the 24th record when it comes to the Grand Slam? So if she wins that, she'll break this other record that's been held by this other white lady. So that's the most important thing. And secondly, given that she's a new mom, will she be able to, does she have the physique? Does she have still the drive? Does she still have all of the, the magic to come back as Serena still? And thirdly, given the fact that she is competing with, players that grew up watching her, with players that are half her age. So will she be able to beat those players? There was a lot of talk, and it went to a point where, guys, I was even fixated on the fact that Serena needs to win the 24th Grand Slam. I did not know what that meant, but she needs to break that record. She needs to break that record. It even went to an extent where I felt it may have been a little bit toxic. It may have gone too far. Because although I don't know Serena, but I've seen her, how frustrated she would be on the court. You saw the match that she played with Naomi Osaka, and she was at the final, and everyone thought she was going to win her 24th Grand Slam there, and then Naomi beat her at the finals for Naomi to secure her first. And it was a big hoo-ha. The match was just it was just bad, right? So I understood her frustration, because the pressure of actually now breaking this record and silencing a lot of her critics was really great, was really a lot for her. Now, it is only now that she announced her retirement from tennis, and a lot of people have stopped to reflect on her legacy. Because remember, because we were so fixated on her breaking this particular record, I felt like it overshadowed everything else that she had done. Now that a lot of videos are coming back in terms of, I didn't even realize when she won her first Grand Slam. I think she was in her early 20s or something like that. I didn't know. So they're playing a lot of, flashbacks, playbacks of the things that she had done. And only now I'm thinking, oh my goodness, actually, it would have been nice for this girl to win a 24th Grand Slam, but it wouldn't have made her less of an icon or a GOAT if she didn't break it. She's still an icon in her own right. There will never be another Serena. There will never be another person that even comes close. So, us being fixated on her breaking this record, and overlooking all that she had done, it was actually sad, right? And I'm hoping that she knows who she is, and that the 24th Grand Slam does not determine, her greatness. Now, let me come back to me. So 2 years ago, we were renting at Joburg South. Then we made a decision that we want to buy our own place, right? We want to buy our own place, make it our own, because obviously when you're renting, you can't make things your own. When you leave, you have to make sure that you leave the place as you found it. So we bought this house, right? So when we got in, there were safari tiles on the floor. If you go back to our old videos, you will see. Okay, so there was a couple of things that we needed to do: change the tile, the paint, make it a little bit bright. And I was very happy. I was honestly very happy. One, the fact that I had my own house. A house that I felt, islingene, that uskuna, I felt like islingene sibai too. Yes, the conversation about having a family back then, it was there, but it wasn't as strong as it is now. Yeah, so in variety, islingene, we did renovations. We're happy about what we've done. Then 2 years later, there's now conversations about, we want to start family, how many kids we want. Then actually realizing, oh my goodness, maybe this house is not enough. Maybe this house is not big enough. We have 2 rooms, so that we need to determine how many kids do we have in this particular house. Because let's say we want 3 kids, there's only 1 room for these kids. Okay, so where are they gonna stay? Then now the conversations start developing, but oh my goodness, we need to buy a house. and particularly this is more from my side, we need to buy a house and we need to buy a house immediately, right? But then you have to be realistic. Okay, so what can we both afford? Okay, how much of how much does it cost? How long is it going to take us to save, enough of a deposit? Even if we buy the house, we need to make sure that we are financially sound to take care of that bigger house, because obviously a bigger house comes with more responsibilities. So it's for us, practically, it's not feasible for us to buy a bigger house now, but we would love to buy a bigger house eventually. But with me in particular, because I feel for some reason there's this pressure now of buying this house now, I want this house now, I started resenting this house. You understand? I was irritated by everything. I'm irritated by the fact that it's an open plan. Why is it an open plan? Why can't I have the kitchen alone? I'm irritated by the fact that there's stairs. What if I break my neck? Okay? What if I get into an accident? How the hell am I gonna get upstairs? I'm irritated by the floors upstairs. I'm irritated by everything. The garden. Okay? I'm irritated by the neighbors. Okay? So it's become now more of an inconvenience more than anything else. And it's actually quite funny because Usku just said to me the other day, it's funny how we viewed this house as a blessing not so long ago that it has now suddenly become an inconvenience. Jesus. That took me back. I don't want to lie. The house was a blessing when we bought it. We did the renovations. We were happy. When we got into the house, we thought we had made it. Now, all of a sudden, it's becoming an inconvenience. What had changed? So in your pursuit of something better, the same blessing that you thought you had has suddenly now changed. You need to reevaluate. Yeah! Yamazi go school once he starts preaching, okay? And that's when the whole conversation around, being content and being grateful with what you have, started. We actually needed to go back and define contentment. And literally when you go to Google, it says a state of happiness and satisfaction, right? So I needed to now look back and are you happy? Yes, I'm happy. Are you satisfied? Not really. So because of that, does that mean I'm not content? There are other interesting definitions that I found online. There's one that says being happy with your life to an extent that you do not want to change anything. So once again, I started reflecting. I am happy with my life, but I am also welcome to any other improvement that may happen in my life. So does that mean I'm not content? So obviously with me, the conversation comes with a lot of privilege, because materialistically and also regarding so many spheres of my life, there is a lot that I can point to say that actually this has happened, I'm alive, I went through this, I survived, I was able to do this and do that. So someone may say that I should be content. But then let's bring it back also to the practicality of another different situation. Let's speak to someone, let's say, Ohlalim Kukwin, who stays in the shelter. Then are you also saying to that person, listen, you need to be happy in terms of where you are and to an extent where you do not want to change anything. Listen, you need to be happy. You need to be in a state of happiness and satisfaction. So you're telling them that they should be satisfied about a place where they're at. Then we have now a different conversation, but this person is not ambitious. This person does not see themselves out of Ilantuka, Itembisa. This person doesn't dream. You see how sometimes our conversations contradict each other. And that's where the confusion was with me. That to what extent can I want more? To what extent can I still be happy with what I have? But having that conversation with my husband and my brother, I think that's when I had my aha moment. Ne? So I was busy arguing, but no, I feel like I'm being boxed. I can't dream big. People always manipulate me to being content and all of those things. And then he said something very profound. He said, there's no one that will limit you to want more out of your life. There's no one that will limit you to seek any kind of improvement with your life. However, if it is gone to a point where it is becoming toxic, if it is going to a point where you do not even realize like the things that you have and the life that you have now, you do not value it, then that's where the problem is. So the problem is not with you wanting more, but it's the fixation of wanting more and neglecting what you have now. Because then the danger is, even if you acquire whatever you are looking for, let's say in this case the house, uzothi sewusengilokondlu and ubone enye that is much bigger than the one that you just got. So it will be the same thing all over again. But so actually I think I want a bigger house. This one doesn't have a swimming pool. Uthi sekulona swimming pool. No, actually I want a bigger garden. Uthi sekulona bigger garden. I want a triple story house. So where does it end? Where does it end? And I couldn't answer. I needed to take a step back. So I think the whole point of having this conversation is that I am still learning to be easy on myself, because you don't understand the struggles, the internal struggles that I have when, let's say, there's even a delay in whatever goal that I want to achieve. Then I start doubting myself. Then I start doubting my capabilities, my skills. I remember I was feeling this way, particularly this one weekend where, I didn't have any event. I did not have any commitment. So Square and I were resting at home. And I felt like, oh my goodness, why do I not have anything going on? Is it because like I am not good anymore? What's happening? I should be doing something. It was until like a certain email came through inviting me to this really cool opportunity that I'll share in the next couple of weeks. Then all of a sudden my mood changed. And then I started, reaffirming myself. Yes, Wena, you are the shit. Okay? You don't have to worry about it. However, I started also reflecting on it, that why did it have to take something or an email, an event, an occasion for me to think that I am something? Why did it have to take someone to write me an email to invite me to this thing for me to remember that I am someone? What if there is about a month or 2 months where nothing is happening? Then am I going to feel like I am not worthy of anything? That is something that I'm still learning. So there are a lot of definitions when it comes to being content or about contentment, and I would love to hear more from you and your stories if possible. But I think the lesson that I'm trying to learn and from these conversations that I continuously have is that there's nothing wrong with wanting more. So it's the excitement about the prospects of what tomorrow brings, however, embracing the blessing that today has brought. The excitement about the prospects of what tomorrow brings, however, embracing the beauty of what today has brought. This is something that I'm learning, but I'm happy that these conversations have continued to happen, and I have, honestly powerful people, great sense of support and structure and grounding around me. My husband, my brother, really, really wise 2 men in my life, and I'm so grateful. So that's what I wanted to bring today, and I'm hoping it's going to give you a lot of things to reflect on. What does content mean for you? Have you been in a situation where you're like, yeah, I'm happy, but I would like a little bit more? And what does that mean for you? So I hope you did enjoy this video. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, guys. Bye.